To hear from the top candidates on the ballot, we are cutting through the noise.
Political reporter Will Keneally brings us the first of several reality checks throughout this hour, honing in on Republican Tim Michels challenging Governor Tony Evers.
A good portion of the Michels campaign is a referendum on the last 4 years of the Evers administration. Republicans had unified control of Wisconsin government essentially from 2011 through 2018, and they want to return to that. But Evers has stood in the way, leading Wisconsin through the pandemic and the recovery afterward, while also vetoing a good chunk of Republican legislation. That record is part of what Michels is running against.
Tony Evers is following through on his campaign promise. Yep, he wants to empty the prisons.
The prison population is down by 13%, or a few thousand inmates, since Evers took office in 2019. And at the same time, Evers has also pushed for things like expanding the state's earned release program and eliminating felony bail jumping. However, the Republican-controlled legislature took those out of his budget proposals. One of the biggest things Evers has done, though, is restart the state's pardon process. Former Governor Scott Walker had pardoned no one under his term. In contrast, Michels has taken a hard line on crime in this race. He's backed things like a mandatory sentence for felons convicted of gun possession and imposing penalties against communities that, quote, defund the police.
Tony Evers, he's been in charge of education his whole life. He's been a head of education here in Wisconsin for the past 13, 14 years. You would think that education would be going well under his leadership.
Michels attributes this to falling test scores, and state data does show that over the last 5 years, statewide ACT scores have declined. Michels' solution is universal school choice and a parent's bill of rights, giving them more knowledge of what's taught in the classrooms.
The people of Wisconsin have been overtaxed. So we're going to lower income tax. We're going to eliminate the personal property tax. We're going to look at all the tax code.
Michels says that he is open to a flat tax and believes that the state's surplus is a sign of everyone being overtaxed. A flat tax would mean reducing the state's income tax on the highest earners so that everyone pays the same rate. Economists have criticized the proposal, though, and have questioned where the state will make up that funding gap and whether that will be felt among the state's lowest earners. I'm Will Keneally with this reality check.